All right, guys, welcome to my very first podcast here on YouTube. My name is Daryl Oglina. If you guys it's your first time coming on my channel. I'm currently traveling right now, so I just thought, hey, let's just bust out some gear and let's shoot a podcast for fun. So, in this podcast, I just want to talk about should you compete? If you're a beginner, if you've been in the fitness game for quite some time, is this the right move for you? So I'm going to go over 5 specific topics on if you should do it. But if it's your first time on my channel, be sure to click subscribe, like, and follow me for more content. So let's get started. So should you compete? For me, I just want to give you a background. I'm a men's physique competitor, been competing for about 4 years now. And for me, my why is because I wanted to just compete because I've been working out for 10, 15 plus years already as a kid. And I'm like, might as well level up. I mean, see what my natural potential is and share it with the world, right? So that was my why. And then I ended up just growing a passion for it. So number 1, know what your why is. Why are you competing? Because competing is not for everybody. Competing is, it's a whole different ball game, right? There's weight loss challenges and there is competition. Weight loss challenges, some people actually go on stage thinking I can use this opportunity to use it as a weight loss challenge to show my progress, right? But some people go into that mindset and it's like a hit or miss, right? You can do a one and done, totally fine, But in order for you to get into the mindset of competition, like I said, you have to have the mindset. You already have to have the dedication, the willpower, the just the drive to really know what to expect when you're getting on that stage. So really know your why, because doing a fitness competition and doing a weight loss challenge is totally different. But really know your why, okay? And make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. It's sustainable, and know what your time period is. For me, I've been competing for about 3-4 years now, and I don't know if I want. My goal in the beginning is I want to go pro. I want to get a pro card, but I'm about 34, 35. Am I 35 years old now? I'm about to be 35 this year, and I just got married last year, and my lady is just already talking about having a family and starting to have kids, and priorities change, right? So, but I still want to level up. Just got to make sure that my responsibilities are, like kids, and then making sure that I'm working out, because I do want to be that fit dad one day. So know your why, and there's a season for everything, right? So if it's not this year, it could be next year, it could be any time. You create the timeline, okay? And number two, do you have the willpower to say no? And this really resonates with me a lot, because I work in a corporate job, and it took some time for my team to really learn how to navigate when it comes to going out to team outings, and when they bring food to the office. In the beginning, they kind of guilt trip you in a way where you're just eating your meal preps, and then they're just come on, just have a bite. Come on. It's not going to hurt your gains. But when you're actually when you're in competition prep, you'll realize as you get down to lower body fat, every little gram of some type of food will affect the way that your body responds and the way that you'll look appearance wise. So, do you have the willpower to say no? And if you have a very big social life and you just going out to clubs or going out to outings with your friends, do you have the willpower to say no? And just remember, this is only a temporary time, because competition preps are usually 12 to 16 weeks to 20 weeks. And you can, unfortunately, the reality is you're going to have to slowly close and isolate yourself if you really want to have a good prep. You can still go out with your friends. That's what I would do when I would go to team buildings and such. And Of course, I would just bring all my food, and it would look kind of weird in the beginning, but eventually your surrounding people, your circle of friends will learn to assimilate, and you, they shouldn't, you shouldn't feel guilty about it because this is a choice, and they shouldn't feel bad because this is a choice. You made this choice, and this is a decision you wanted, so they don't have to assimilate to your lifestyle, right? So it's your choice. So do you have the willpower to say no? And people need to respect that. And you also have to respect the social life of others as well. So it's a balance, okay? Now, the third thing is, do you have the willpower to stay on top of your meal plans and training? And what this means is like, are you on top? Can you stay on top of cooking your meals every 3 to 5 days? Because I usually cook in bulk. I can't like cook every day because I work a full-time job. Can you stay on your meal plan? If you have a coach and they're giving you all these different types of foods throughout the week, are you able to manage that? Are you able to eat on time? Because meal timing is very important. How many times are you able to eat throughout the day? Usually for me, I eat 4 to 5 to 6 times a day, depending on which phase I'm in. I mean, on average, I eat five times a day, right? So are you able to manage your diet and cooking? Because you're going to have to cook. You can't just like order stuff online and just, if it fits your macros. I mean, you can, but you have to be very, very precise. Okay. And training, when it comes to training, are you able to hit your workouts 3 to 5 times a week, 6 times a week, 7? Well, you need to take that rest day, right? So maybe 1 to 2 day rest days. Are you able to manage your workouts and have effective workouts? Are you able to go to the gym? Do you have like multiple gyms? Like for myself, I have like three different gyms that I go to. Luckily, I'm blessed to have a gym at my job. So during my lunch break, I'll work out. And so are you able to fit that into your schedule? If you have kids, if you have to go to school, time management is very important, and you have to be very, very good at time management, because as a bodybuilder and someone that's into physique, like lifestyle, we're very routine when it comes to just like being on point and calendaring everything and just being on top of everything. So you need to get into the little detail when it comes to time management and scheduling. So are you able to manage that? Okay, so that's the third thing. The fourth thing is your time and your bandwidth with your schedule. There's a lot of planning that goes into this, and this kind of bounces back in regards to like your meal prepping, your going to the gym. It's like it all kind of comes together, but are you able to manage that as well as get enough rest? Because remember, rest is very important. You need at least like 7 to 8 hours of sleep in order for your body to fully recover and to grow, because you're tearing and you're breaking down those muscles, right? So do you have enough time to really focus on planning everything out and at the same time getting enough rest? So time management and rest. And then lastly, just the big chunk, right? This is the huge mambo jumbo, smooth mambo jumbo, is when you're about to compete, there's a couple of things that you need to have. First thing is dinero. Do you have the money to compete? Because competing is pretty expensive. And like prior to like me actually going into a competition, I like have an Excel spreadsheet of like what I'm gonna like buy and what I need, and it never turns out cheaper than what I had expected. It's actually sometimes even more. And so it can be up to thousands of dollars, because if you're doing a 12 to 16 to 20 week prep, number one, you got to consider the food, right? How much food are you going to consume every day, and what's your budget per week? Your meal preps, like, do you have all the things that you need to cook with? Like you just need the basic, flat top, cooking range, air fryers. I mean, air fryers not really necessary. Some other cooking things like rice cooker. Yeah, make sure you wash your rice before you use a rice cooker. So that's one thing to account for. And then the other thing is like supplements. So if you're going to be in a calorie deficit and you're just like losing all this body fat, you're going to be lacking a lot of nutrients. And even if you're like not even competing, it's always very important that you get your supplements in. And supplements are so dang expensive. And yeah, so you need to make sure you got your liver support, your health, your heart support, brain support, bone support. Your freaking whole body support needs, your whole body needs some support. So, I guess I'll make a separate video on like the kind of supplements that I take, but those are like kind of the basic essentials that you need. The next one is your NPC card. So if you're, for me, I'm in the United States, I compete NPC. This is natural and unnatural. So not, there's like a mixture of natties and non-natties, and you can tell who's natty and who's not. So that for me, I think it's increased in price. It used to be like $150. I think I paid like $180 last time, at the time of this video. And also the divisions. So you're going to be a beginner. If you're a beginner, you're going to be, I think they also increased the price. Man, everything is going up. Inflation is just crazy. I remember, I think I paid like 100 or 120 or something like that for one division. And I think it was like 150 this time around. So yeah, you want to do, what is it? Novice, true novice, and then an open class. If you're a beginner, like hit up those three, right? And that's like what, $150 each. So that thing adds up like crazy. The next thing would be opposing coach. No matter which division you're in, you can do it yourself, but it's always good to have a separate set of eyes, because it's so different when someone is there just like really judging, because you're being judged, and you can only do so much when you're in the mirror, and especially with the specific type of lightings that you have, it's really, really tough to decide. So opposing coach, a regular coach. Opposing coach, I don't know how much those usually charge. I mean, it kind of ranges. Sometimes I've seen like prices from like $50 for 30 minutes to an hour. It truly depends on who you're getting. And then in regards to regular coach, it's very good to have a coach in the beginning of your prep, because you need someone to just be that other set of eyes, as well as someone that will guide you. But make sure that you're getting somebody that's been in the business for quite some time, been in the sport for some time, and knows what they're talking about, is reputable, and they're just not pulling like little like gimmicks here and there, because there's a lot of coaches out there that be pulling some sus things. So, and I've had my fair share of, those kind of coaches. So my last prep, I coached myself, and it was probably the best decision I ever made. It was the most hardest decision, because your mind starts to play tricks on you, because I was comparing photos from the years prior, and then I was like psyching myself out, because you just like feel fat all the time, but also you're just kind of like looking at yourself, and you're like, man, did I change? And then did I gain weight? Did I lose weight? So you kind of like psych yourself out. So it's always good to have that second person to give you that reassurance. If you have a significant other, they can do that as well. Like my wife, she was my second pair of eyes, but at the same time, it was a little bit challenging because she saw me every day. So, yeah, hire a coach, and hire a reputable one. And if you need coaching, I got the goods. So DM me. Follow me on Instagram, and if you're a newbie, I'll be happy to help you out, because I know the way. And I've gotten coached before, and I'm mentored by some of the high level coaches in just bodybuilding in general. So send me a DM, and I'll be able to hook you up. And then so after that, we have shorts if you're a men's physique competitor. So posing trunks, your thongs if you're a dude doing classic physique, bikinis. Oh my gosh, women bikinis is like, I've seen up to like $1,000. That stuff is like so expensive for just one day. Um, yeah, I'd just be going to like Walmart and finding some crazy looking bikini and just putting some rhinestones on there and just to try to save a buck. But yeah, it's like $1,000. So I'm sure you can find like affordable ones, but also I don't know how y'all feel about used ones. I know there's a bunch of ladies that will just wear it for a day and then they'll just like sell it off or have someone rent it out. So that's also an option. So like follow people on Instagram that are within your community, and I'm sure someone could help you out. Tan is another thing. So I usually get my tans at the show, and it's about $150 just for the basic. They do your face and everything like that, whole body. That doesn't include like makeup and all that stuff. So makeup is probably a little bit more pricier if you're a lady. Hotel. So I like to stay at hotels like where the show is at because I can just come down, up and down from the elevator to the show. I don't have to like drive to like a different location and then come back to the show. It's just a headache, right? But that's just me personally. I know a lot of competitors will get Airbnbs, which is good because it's a positive that way because you have the opportunity to cook meals if you have a kitchen. But if you're at a hotel, you're very limited. Usually at these competitions, they will just have just a fridge, and you'd be like, "How am I going to heat up my food?" So sometimes I see like other competitors will bring like microwaves, or they'll have a freaking like stove top, like a portable stove top at in their suitcase, and they'll bring and they'll freaking start stanking up their room, cooking some fish. I'm like, dude, no. But you got to do what you got to do, especially if it's just for one day. So hotel, I usually stay like 3 nights, because remember you got to do like a check-in, and then you got all your tans. Like you need just back and forth. So I think I pay like $300 to $400 for the whole hotel stay. And then I'm sure I'm missing some other things, right? But lastly, I do want to talk about PEDs. So that's the drugs that you get if you are enhanced, and that can be pricey as well. So I ain't going to talk about that on this podcast, but if you know, that stuff is very costly. So yeah, that is 5 things to really consider if you want to compete, no matter which division you are. It's just the basics. Yeah, let me know if you guys liked this podcast. I can do more of these podcasts more often because it's actually kind of fun to talk to you guys like this. So, and share my knowledge with you. So if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please leave them down below. Feel free to DM me if you guys need any coaching. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.